Is this the episode? Is this how you guys do it now? You just like come in on
Oh, you wish. No, we're locked down and boring.
the fresh loosey goosey style now?
I got to do a whole thing, and it goes something like this.
Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the show where we discuss the film Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny 3 whopping minutes at a time. I am Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete. Are you the police? Mummert.
I'm Gerald Christopher, no thank you, Porter.
Oh, and I'm John Ingle.
Hey!
Yeah, it's me.
Hey.
John Ingle.
Welcome.
I thought Jerry might be a little worried when Pete mentioned the police. I thought Jerry kind of went like, "What?" Huh?
What?
Real quick, 'cause we know he's
Now
always he's always on point. Whoa, hey, what is going on?
I don't know. They like to hide.
Yeah, we go dark.
You and me, though, we're old school.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Seriously, this is intentional.
I can't
I like
watch.
facial cues. I like facial
Yeah.
cues.
I'll turn mine back
Helps
on. I
me.
can't stand
Aw.
seeing myself, but
Just put a little post-it over your picture on the screen. That's all you know. Jesus Christ. All right. We are here to discuss minutes 37 through 39 of Dial of Destiny, and these begin with Kindly Mandy from the Hunter College Archaeology Department, discovering Hawk rifling through Professor Jones's office. Agent Mason tries to calm her down, but she runs off calling for Professor Plimpton and is shot dead in the back by Kleber. Mason pulls a gun on Kleber and tells him to drop his weapon, but Kleber tells her that he's just doing what Dr. Schmidt tells him. Professor Plimpton shows up just in time to get shot by Hawk, to which Kleber remarks even more casually, "No witnesses." Meanwhile, in the archives, Indy and Helena are still going over old times. Indy tells her that the last time he was at their house, he took the half dial from Baz, who was freaked out that someone might find the Graphicos, a tablet with directions to the other half of the dial, put the two parts together, and wield a dangerous object. At this point, Helena lets slip that she does remember that night Indy took the half of the dial, and as Indy is getting pissed at and suspicious of her, Kleber and Mason emerge from the shadows. A fracas ensues, during which Helena takes the half dial and ditches not only the bad guys, but Indy as well. Cornered by Kleber and Hawk and newly arrived actual CIA agents, Indy escapes via falling shelves, Helena escapes across the rooftops, and Indy runs back to the offices to find them crawling with agents.
Can I just say we've been discussing this scene for a while now, and we've been discussing this movie for a while now, and it still sounds like you're making every one of these names up every episode.
They're not. We didn't have the action figures. We didn't have the trading cards. They're not household names exactly, are they?
No.
It took me about half an hour to find Mandy's name. I didn't want to just call her the nice lady from the office. But
Oh, that's the nice
she's
thing about
got a name.
Amazon
It's
is they just
I have
pop
an
up.
honest question though.
Okay.
Did you all know Tote's name the first like 20 times you saw Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because I didn't. I had no idea what that guy's name was.
You don't get it from the movie, do you? But you do get it
I
from.
don't
I thought his name
think
was
so. If
Lobot for the longest time. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
Like, I think maybe his name is said once, but you'd kind of need to know it to hear it.
I'm
I
not sure
but
it
I
is
could be
either.
wrong
You
about
take that
too.
back, John Ingle.
oh, you know what? I had the novelization, so I think that
Yeah.
spelled it out.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
remember a kid saying it in a toy commercial for toys that I never bought.
Yeah.
I have seen
yeah.
that commercial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like,
I
oh,
didn't
that
know.
kid's
What?
Tote.
I
That kid
didn't-
didn't know. He didn't have the novelization.
Yeah, and why would
I
his
would
name
say-
be Tote? It's Toht, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What do you want it to be?
Why
Tot?
have you ever
What
run
that
into
H stood on.
anyone at all named Tote
Never. He's
Perhaps
one of
in
a kind.
Germany.
as like a surname? Pete, you do German stuff.
Yeah, it's not a German, like the German. It sounds like the German word for death, but the German word for death doesn't have the H in it.
Oh.
All right,
Well, there you go.
that counts.
Well, anyway, that's another movie.
Anyway, yeah. We got all these nice people to talk about.
John, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm watching these minutes, and it's certainly here in the hallway, and you're one of them smart movie guy stuffs. Talk to me about the colors. like the treatment, the colors, the look. We got the orange, we got the turquoise, we got the balloons. Um, is there is there like a filter on this? I mean,
The,
how would you describe it?
yeah, it's I don't know exactly what their method was to get these more saturated colors, but I think the idea is supposed to be to bring out the period color, right? Like that's what it's.
Yeah.
We're trying to nail the period here, and I don't think it looks. My issue with it, is that it looks like maybe it would have looked if you were really there, like the vivid but film stock of the time and the color timing and everything of that period never looked that way to me. Like when I watch movies from the late 60s, early 70s, it's usually kind of washed out and grainy, and I
Mhm.
like that,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. That was the thing about this movie, is that I never thought I never thought they really nailed the period look very
Yeah, I'm
well,
with you on
especially in
that.
this New York. So it's New York late 60s. We got so many iconic movies that come from that time and place, right?
Yeah.
And like this is a different, maybe a little bit. Well, it's pretty close to the same period in a different place. But the Alexander Payne's movie that came out last year, The Holdovers,
I was
right?
just thinking of that. Yeah.
Is a movie shot digitally that looks so authentically like it was shot on film, and I
Yeah.
really wish they would have gotten that, like gone that way with this movie. They just didn't. I don't know if they really tried. They were more interested in just getting the colors and the look to be real, which it's not either.
But they are
I don't know
definitely
how else
like
to describe
hearkening
it,
to
but-
that whole era of. I mean, this is like what's happening in the scene in the next minutes and stuff is like straight up, 3 Days of the Condor,
Yeah.
parallax view, everything, and so their heads were definitely there. But yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, the look.
I'm
might
glad
not
you said
be,
that, John. I feel like Tom's been gaslighting me. I feel like I felt that same way, and Tom's like, no, 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 it looks exactly like the 70s. You're wrong.
I said that.
And I feel like you've been
Go to the
saying
tape.
that.
I mean, I feel like
must have recorded these
again, it
somewhere.
could be like them trying to capture the color of the period. If you lived in it and actually looked upon these things with your own eyes, not through the filter of a movie.
Yeah.
But it
I mean, I
doesn't
guess
look
that's
like a
fair,
movie.
too. I
from
mean,
the
Yeah, but I
period.
mean,
They're not trying to
don't-
trick us into thinking that this is like a, Alan J. Pakula movie from 1974.
I feel like saying,
want
how
them
do you?
to,
I
though.
mean,
They could.
I wouldn't give out a citation for that. It
No,
although it does the colors, like the clothes, and as the bright turquoises and that kind of thing, do pop, and they do more than you can see them working to catch the vibe of that period. But what's interesting is like everything has that golden dust to it.
Mm-hmm.
At
which
least in those archives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the archives. There's like a dust in the air that I guess I like.
Oh, sure.
Is that a dust in
Yeah.
my eye?
dust and smoke. You always movie sets. They always add, like especially
Yeah.
during the 80s,
Yeah.
some kind of particulate matter to make.
Like a
You know,
spotlight
the,
shine down.
Yeah, well, or
Before-
just to
before
add
a cop
density
starts
to the
dancing.
scene, it makes it less flat. Like
Yeah.
depending, there's lenses and all kinds of things that you can do to do that as well, like the depth of field and so on. But it's common to like smoke. Like even Ed Wood used smoke on the set. But yeah, it's so yeah. In that archive room, you see that look. And I'm not really trying to complain about the movie. It's just answering the direct question about the color. But yeah, in the archive room, then it feels a little bit more gritty, dusty, and I'm more down at home, down home Indiana Jones movie ish.
Yeah, that is
In
interesting.
that way.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like I'm saying, well, it doesn't look like a period film. Well, neither did Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark wasn't black and white.
Right,
And,
right.
I just want to make a point that I'm not trying to hold it against this movie. It's just, there's part of me, it's like they're trying to evoke, like Tom was saying, the paranoid thriller era of the Pakula films or the Sidney Pollack or whatever. And it's like, I kind of yearn for it. When you got me thinking about it, I wish it looked that way more, anyway.
Because I do like seeing Indy. I mean, he's not totally in it. I mean, we get into it at the beginnings, the beginnings of this situation and these minutes, and I do like seeing Indiana Jones in this kind of thing. Like, there's not every film genre that I want to see him in, but for him to be in the late '60s in New York, I think it's cool for him to be in this kind of like men with guns shooting people. Have we ever had I'm just trying to think. Any Indiana Jones movie does an innocent person get
I
killed?
I have that exact question. Is this?
And
the
I
first
know
time
they don't
an
get shot in
innocent-
the back.
No, I think this is the first time that a random innocent civilian has been murdered or shot or killed in an Indiana Jones movie.
Simple.
Because I was
Doom
trying to
Heart
think about
Yank
it.
was all I could think of.
What's that?
I
which?
assume the guy who gets his heart ripped out in Temple of Doom is innocent, but
Oh,
Oh, that's fair.
really,
that's
I
like-
was thinking
yeah.
the
Like
same thing. 'Cause I was
bystanders.
like, well, because the one thing I thought, and I kind of wondered why I didn't know if there was any specific reason I got these minutes. Like, is it because I'm a college professor and you wanted me to watch these college professors?
And we
get
want to
murdered,
shoot you,
or-
yeah.
or that it's kind of the bleakest, darkest part of the movie, because I remember seeing this for the first time and thinking, man, this is kind of harsh. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
Indiana Jones movies are violent, but typically it's against people that kind of deserve it, and at least in movie,
Yeah.
in our movie way of thinking, they deserve it or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But this is really innocent people, kind of sweet academic folks that could never hurt a fly, and they just get shot, one in
Yeah.
the back and the other.
Yeah.
So
I don't
do-
even know where he gets shot exactly, but it's
Do you
rough.
think that they do that to say, just to cut to the chase and be like, not only are these our bad guys, they're really bad guys.
Sure, but think about Toad. Like, so Toad, we get the idea that he's a really bad guy just because he has a glowing, rod that he's about to hurt somebody with, but
Gonna
we
hurt
don't actually
Marion
need him to
Ravenwood.
do it. We don't
Yeah.
actually need to see the torture of Marion to know that he would do it, and therefore he's as bad as can be. That's what the movie kind of takes that extra step.
I
Which
don't
I'm
like
not
that extra
really
step.
against it per se. It's just a little darker than
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about
other
like
movies.
minutes ago, like when Indy's in his apartment and he's sad and bored and he's putting whiskey in his coffee, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is a much different movie than Raiders or Temple of Doom or any of these. And we're kind of skirting around it, trying to figure it out. Like, it just seems like our audiences now, do they need a little more, I don't know, grounding or something, or reality, or harshness, or grit that they didn't need from their blockbusters, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Have you guys compared this to The Last Jedi at all?
A little bit, yeah, in the terms of like, Luke's a grumpy old man,
Luke
Han
arc,
Solo's a
yeah.
grumpy old man,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is a grumpy old man.
What do you do with an old man? That's the
Yeah.
question. And I kind of do feel like,
Yeah.
look, you're not going to be like, if you're okay as an old man, if everything's fine, then where are you going to go? Like,
Right, right.
you kind of need him to be like, I'm at the end of this whole thing. Life is caught up with me. I'm in the autumn of my years, whatever, however you want to put it. And you need to figure out, somewhere for them to go so that they actually have an arc and a journey, especially in these kind of movies. And I think Indiana Jones, like, he's got to be getting divorced or maybe drinks too much or something, because what else would he be? Now,
Yeah.
that said, Indiana Jones movies often don't have that kind of a character arc.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
real. It's something real basic, like fortune and glory. Nope, I learned to sacrifice that for greater good, or
Yeah.
I don't believe in superstition. Well, I learned my lesson about that, or whatever
Yeah.
it may be.
Or most of the beginning of the movie is a little bit bored, and then something interesting happens.
Yeah.
Like that's his arc.
In this case, he's really down and out, and he's actually
Yeah.
even the other thing that he does, he's run out of time. Right? He's retiring.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what is Indiana Jones supposed to do now? Like,
I guess
they've lost it. They've lost it all, and they have to regain something. Is kind of the idea of the arc. But again,
To me, it
it's
still
harsh,
feels
it's
like
darker.
Star Trek. Like it's like the old original motion picture, not the original motion picture, the original movies of the original
Wrath of
crew. It's like
Khan.
they have to find more and more kind of ways that don't necessarily work to bring them all back together.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I'm not 100% buying this adventure with Indy.
There's another aspect of these minutes that made me like I could hear the groaning of the weight of trying to make things work a little bit. That's a little bit like that, I think. Like I don't have a problem with catching up with Indy and the sad, weird autumn of his years and having something fun happen or exciting or even, I don't know, traumatic. As people are getting shot out in the offices, he and Helena are still in the archives, like in the next room, basically.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, I took the dial back from Baz. I took it from him because he's freaking out about it. And he was worried that somebody was going to find the graphicos, which is the tablet, which points you to the other half of the dial. I'm like, oh boy, I think this has happened in a lot of Indiana Jones movies, and I always complain about it, but this is like like, why do they have to find the thing that goes to the thing? And it feels like they're just scrambling with, oh, we got to fill half an hour of the movie. They can't just find the thing and that's it. They have to find the thing that leads to the thing, and then you get the thing. Because then I'm sitting here like, oh my, did what's his name, Archimedes, like make this thing, and he broke it in half, and he put one over here, and he drew a map to it, and he put that in the thing, and yeah, it's just it's tough.
What was it? Remember they had the map on the floor in the sanitarium for Oriana's tomb?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it one too many for you?
Something like that. Like if I'm not totally following exactly what Indiana Jones is saying, that's a problem. Like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, he got out the chalkboard and he said, "This is why we need to find the Staff of Ra, because that'll take you to the Ark." And that was like it was like 3 points. Find this, it'll show you this, and that's where it is.
Yeah, every one of them does have you got to find this first, and then you got to find this, and then you got to point this at this. But it's so much the line that it creates is so much stricter, Yeah. And then in Temple of Doom, it's like there isn't that, right? Like Temple of Doom is like go to the temple, accidentally figure out that this thing's going on, right? Sort of, and steal these things, then take them back to the village. I guess they tell them at the village to go to the, but it's not the same. There's not a dingus that goes into the doohickey that does the whatchamacallit.
Right. There's too many dinguses and doohickeys.
In the first and third movies, though, there is all that stuff, but it's a much straighter line than this. And this, I'm never really. I don't particularly care about it. Like, I care about Indy, and I like Wombat.
Yeah.
And so I kind of care. Now, I have issues with their relationship, especially something that happens in this minute that bothers me a little bit. But minute, I call it. How many is it? 3?
You're weird. Why would you call it a minute? 3
sorry.
minutes.
But I care enough, but I don't really care about the doohickey at all. I care about the Ark, and I care about the Grail, and I care about the relationship.
So do you not care about the actual doohickey, or did you not find the treatment and the story and the plot to get to the doohickey enjoyable or followable or cogent?
I'll kind of adjust what I'm saying. I care about it more as it goes along. Now, like here, I don't really care. But I do think they did a pretty good job of once the pieces do start coming together that I kind of, like, I hate to get way ahead, but when they find, it's the Graphicos that's in the wooden waxy thing, right?
Yeah.
The little circle.
Yeah.
I loved that part of the movie. That was the part where the movie kind of took off for me when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh, there's that wonder. There's that, I don't know. That's on somebody else's episode, but
that's cool.
I do think that one thing I'll say about this movie, just generally speaking, is I think this movie gets better as it goes along. I really don't like the opening sequence very much at all.
Oh, okay.
I already forget what it is. Oh, yeah. That train.
It's really long and it's terrible looking, and it's just,
while that was going on, I was excited to get to these scenes.
Yeah.
Like I was excited for him to get to the 60s in New York, and I agree.
Now we talked about the way that looked, John. I don't mean just the de-ageification,
the face,
just,
right?
Yeah, just what did we call it, Pete? Like was it a nocturne?
Oh yeah, it looks like a painting nocturne.
Yeah, it looks like a painting.
Yeah.
Did you notice that as well, or did you think that was effective?
You mean the general palette of the whole
palette.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, there's odd backlighting. There's all kinds of, like, I don't know if I can speak to exactly what you're talking about with the nocturne. But I think of music when I hear that word
on the train. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of times where Toby Jones is like looking around on top of that train, and it's like, wow, man, this is not matching. Head and background are not matching up very well. Obviously, the de-aging, I'm sure someone's already made this joke. It's already aging poorly. I watched it today for the first time since the theater, and I was like, man, it didn't look great to me in the theater, but it definitely looked better than it does on my TV. And I'm like, this is like, it looks like Tintin. Like the movie Tintin in a lot of places. There's multiple like ways his body moves and how the face moves with the body, and him running across the top of the train. That reminds me of Spielberg's Tintin movie, which is an animated movie. So much more forgivable, obviously, for those reasons. But this, that whole beginning. But yeah, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It's really overlong. It's so long. It's like this.
It is really
These are
long.
supposed to be cold openings, not
Mm-hmm.
half the movie. And this whole movie's too long. But there's pacing issues throughout, I think. But yeah, I don't like the look of it, and I don't know if I'm answering your question, Jerry. But
No,
it doesn't
that
work
is.
for me. No,
You,
not
you
at
picked
all.
it up and you suplexed it right down. It's like, get away from me, you ugly.
And I hate to,
No.
I hate to be critical, like overly critical, because I don't hate this movie at all.
Right.
I actually kind of like it. I like it a hell of a lot more than I do Crystal Skull. I'll say that outright.
Well,
But
okay. Where is it? Where is it in the 1 through 5?
obviously, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna
All
ever.
right.
I'm not gonna rank it above the original 3. That's not.
Sure. Okay.
I might do that with Star Wars, but that's a whole other.
I have to say, when I
conversation.
walked out of the theater, I flirted with putting it like third.
Wow.
Like
Yeah. Oh no, me too.
Raiders, Temple
it
of
might
Doom, and
be
this.
third. It might
It
be
might
third
be.
for me.
Oh no, The Last Crusade's much better than this movie in my
Last
opinion.
Crusade is great, but there were always times where it made me angry. Where I was like,
Yeah.
you think you're Raiders of the Lost Ark and you're just not.
Look,
and
in
like this movie
fairness-
doesn't think it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. It might not do everything perfectly, but it's doing its own thing. Kind of in a
You know
Temple
what?
of Doom sort of way,
Last
maybe.
Crusade was like you're playing baseball and you have all the stuff that comes with baseball, and then you kind of show up like that's Raiders, right? The baseball. You're playing hardball. They call it hardball. And then Last Crusade is like kind of like t-ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, well,
Your
there's
kid brother
still a
wants to
bat
play,
and there's
so
a
you tone
ball.
it down a little
Yeah, and
bit.
you have to sit there, and then you start getting a headache, and yeah, you have to tone it down. And they put the ball on a big tee, and you're like, this isn't hardball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the factor also that going to see Last Crusade was one of my favorite days.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Well,
You
childhood.
can't take
of
that away.
course.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that, and that's never going to be. And I took Archer, my son, to see Dial of Destiny. So that's his first Indiana Jones in the theater, and he really enjoyed it. And like took his mom, like, Mom, you got to go see the new Indiana Jones, and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
She doesn't care at all, but she went. She had fun. But so think of it like I had that kind of fun, like by proxy.
Sure.
It's like so that took it pretty far. But rewatching it now, so you guys asked me to watch it with a critical eye, right?
Sure.
Don't like it as
Sure.
much. I mean, it's just
Uh,
doesn't flow very well in a lot of places. It's got bumps all over the place in the story. Again, I think it's a little overcomplicated. They're trying too many things maybe. And again, I think the pacings. There's a few places where it's even when during action sequences, and I'm like, why does this feel lackadaisical somehow? It's very like what are those taxis that chase through the
Yeah.
street at
Oh, the
times? It gets
tuk-tuks?
kind of like
Yeah.
weirdly dull, and I'm like, you guys are going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm bored. It's weird, but it's just a
You know
pacing
what?
issue.
That did drive me nuts. I was aware of that in the theater, and I was like, I don't want these sort of expose conversations interrupting a good action sequence.
Right. Oh yeah, and
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was.
don't get me
kinda-
started with the absurdity of it. Like, I know that
I
this
mean, I
movie's
don't know. I
silly,
just-
but
Yeah,
at
like
times,
I'm in it. I'm in it. It's cool. They got cool vehicles. We're in like a dusty, like a Moroccan street or whatever, or Tunisian.
Tangier.
I don't. Yeah, and I'm like, this is great. This is fun. Let me have fun. And then they kind of took me out of that. I remember thinking that.
Yeah, that does. Like again, Indiana Jones movies, they stretch plausibility, but that's fine. That's what they are. They're cartoonish movies in a way. But he's just going like, "What would your dad think about this?" And the car chase, like, "What are you talking about?" They're like across, like there's a car between them and stuff. That's how
Yeah.
you hear something. It's like, okay, like there's limits to this, and certainly, yeah, Jerry, I'm with you. I don't really need this conversation now. Let's save this for after.
Sure.
When you're talking,
Yeah.
when you're making fun of how old Indiana Jones is, and that's the whole crux of the scene afterwards. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, what are we talking about now? I'm sorry, I keep leading us away from
We're
the
kind of all over the place.
Well,
from the
there's
minutes
a-
that we're supposed to talk about.
There's an interesting thing in this minute. There's not a lot of chatter about this movie, I will say, that I have found in public online. But the one thing I have seen a lot of people talk about, I mean, not a lot of people, the one thing I've seen people talk about is there's some controversy over whether Indy kills Durkin in this scene, the CIA
The
boss.
CIA agent.
Oh,
when he
yeah.
pushes the bookshelf onto him.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he does, but then you see what the guy Hawk gets up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's like this giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
It
bench
looks
presses
like
that whole shelf off of himself.
Yeah.
I think he
Where's the
does
other
kill
guy?
Durkin. I think
I think he
he's
does
dead.
too.
I don't know.
You know what? If you don't see the body, they're not dead. That's the way.
Maybe that's kind of how I feel.
Oh,
And it looks
really?
like it lands
Sure.
in a way that it's like propped on something before it gets to him or something. Maybe.
Wait, can
And
I
you know-
push back on that? What if you don't see them again? They're dead.
Well, he doesn't look. He's a pointless character. I don't even understand
kind
what
of
he's
is.
doing here. Like he doesn't really serve a purpose at all, does he? Am I missing something?
John, you make me feel so smart. Because I've been thinking this like a whole lot since I saw the movie. I was kind of like, I don't really understand. There's agents here, and then I don't really know what Mason's doing or why she's doing it. And then there's like the scene she comes in, and the professor
narcos
comes by
guy?
and says, like,
Oh.
are you looking for somebody? And Mason looks at the narcos guy
Mm-hmm.
and is like, what are you doing? You messed up. She gives him a look, and she's like, what are you doing here? You're already making a mistake. And I'm like, I have no idea why she's thinking that or what she's thinking that or what they're doing.
And like after he shoots the woman,
Yeah.
she pulls a gun on him, and I don't know why she doesn't shoot him. And then Hawk shoots. Like
She says
we know
to
that
drop
she's
the
an actual
weapon.
CIA agent.
Yeah,
and
and
that
he
these
doesn't
guys
drop the
aren't.
weapon.
It doesn't make sense to me that there's a CIA boss here, and he does nothing about these other guys who are not CIA, like running rogue and murdering people.
So I understand the idea of her. Like, why is she part of this?
No,
In
her
the
I
sense that
understand. Yeah.
there's a triangle, right? Like, so we got our good guys that we care about. We've got the bad guys, and then we have somebody in between that can be like, there's conflict created, dramatic, triangle created. So that means that I forget what do you call that guy? Dirksen? What do you call him?
Durkin.
On the crutches.
Then
Yeah.
Then he removes the triangle, right? Like he creates a fourth side that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what he's doing there. I can see why she doesn't shoot him. She's trying to stop, she's trying to keep this tamp down. At the same time, she is also doing subversive stuff. Like she's also voluntarily sneaking around and lying to the citizens and things
Yeah.
like that. So she's in
Yeah.
between all of it, But
I guess it doesn't help that we don't know if she's a legit CIA agent and the guy on crutches, Durkin, is too. I don't know what they're doing with or for. Why are they in the service?
Yeah, it doesn't
of
make
the
sense
bad
to me
guy?
that they,
Yeah,
Like, we
Okay,
don't
and
know
when
what
she
his deal is.
I think it's for the same reason that America is using this German scientist. It's like now
Okay.
he's parlaying that. Like, look, I just got these guys to the moon for you.
Yeah. Like,
Right.
Get me a sandwich.
Now he's basically asking a favor. I'm trying to find, I'm trying to do this other thing. Now I don't think that's all
Yeah.
done in a very clear way. And I think if we actually have the bad guys sort of explain, like, get rid of the boss, just have it be her. I'm working with you guys. I'm trying to help you guys with this. What are we doing? And they give her an idea of the plan, but not all of it. And then she discovers this new wrinkle to the plan. Oh, you guys are going to kill everybody till you get this thing. This is a new wrinkle. Now I'm in too deep or something. More stuff could happen. Like the clarity of a plan would help us see how the plan changes
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
then we can know
Interesting.
why she responds the way she does. But none of it's done very clearly. It's all kind
No,
of like,
yeah.
I feel like we're all kind of behind all of it. And like,
Yeah.
what exactly is going on in this sequence here with them? Now, does she have any reason for wanting this thing? Or is it just she's helping out?
I
And
think
if
she's
that's
just
the case,
helping
why
out,
not just
yeah.
have bad guys? I don't know. You could have I don't know. I feel like the CIA agent also needs to have a reason to want this thing. I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's some
so-
conjecture that there's some footage that was shot that was never included in the film where he would have played a bigger role.
Sure.
Oh,
Could
really?
be.
Okay.
That
And
that
I think,
that
I think it
makes
was already
sense.
like
yeah.
like you said, it was already running super long. I think that
Yeah.
maybe a lot of this didn't
Because
make
it
the
is
final.
weird and distracting that you introduce a new character on crutches, and he's supposedly a guy who's supposed to be in charge, but he's hobbled and he can't I thought that's why they put him on crutches so
Sure.
that he couldn't stop the bad guys from doing bad stuff. But then she's there and she's got a gun. She could do stuff, but she can't do stuff.
And
Well,
they
someone said
both
on Twitter
basically
that the reason that he.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, John.
was going to say he and her both react to the situation the same way. So what exactly are they create? Like, does he create? Like nothing. They're basically two sides of the same character. Why not just have them be one character?
Right.
And then
Like,
he
shelf on him.
comes up the elevator. It's like, Jesus, like kind of what's happened in here? And you're kind of like, I don't know.
So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. You're just reacting to it.
Yeah, exactly. I also don't know.
Yeah.
So she kind of does something about it. She pulls a gun at least, and she says, "Hey, this is what we bargained for here."
Right,
Well, I want to
right.
know that this isn't what they bargained for, not just have her say it. I'd kind of like to know the bargain, and then see that he's not sticking by the bargain. And she thinks that the doctor's a good guy, and he says, "I do what he tells me, which is no witnesses." And she's like, "Whoa, that wasn't part of the deal. I want to know these things so I can actually feel these changes within the scene, these turns, twists."
Yeah.
And yet I'm just like, well, I don't know what she's even doing. Like, so it's just, it's a little, it's just.
Well, I think
muddy.
James
It's very
Mangold
muddy.
on Twitter actually called out that the reason that Durkin was on crutches here was that they wanted to show Indiana Jones was like so kind of old and like he was only able to outrun a guy like another older guy on crutches. Like they were trying to highlight that this is sort of what he was. This is why.
But then he
was able to
defeats
get
him with
away.
a bookshelf.
Yeah,
Like, how's that
yeah.
going to play into old manism?
And there's also other people that are young in the scene that could
And
chase him as
wait,
well.
who he does outrun. Yeah.
And Durkin is a good guy, right?
yeah.
I mean,
he's CIA,
he's CIA.
never a good guy. Except
All
But
right,
yeah.
all right, all right. But I mean,
unless it's like a
he's-
Tom
movie
Clancy
terms.
novel or something.
he's an American that's on Moon Day, and
Yes.
yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose he's a bureaucratic fool.
right.
Yeah.
He's one of the top men.
Yeah, one of the top.
It's
sure.
weird too, though. Like when they get into just to keep going with the confusion. Helena and we're skipping stuff, but Helena and Indy are don't move. Kleber and Mason come in, guns drawn, and we know that they're specifically after Helena. She's like the one they're after. They've mentioned her by name. My agent's got a beat on Helena or on Shaw, and then they've just found out that she's with an old guy named Dr. Jones, so they don't even know who he is. But they're spending an awful lot of time trying to corner him and keep him from doing something, dropping shelves on people while she's getting away, Helena. That just seems very strange. It's like as the movie's going by, you're like, oh, the bad guys are pointing guns at the good guy. Oh no! But you're like, wait, why are they're not actually bad? No, they're not all bad guys, and they're not. Indy, they don't even know who Indy is. They don't know that he's a good guy.
Well, she
Like, I don't know
says
what's
to him
happening
like,
right now.
"We're not going to hurt you, Dr. Jones."
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
so what would happen if he said, "Oh, thank heavens,"
Right.
and he just
like why not?
stopped?
Yeah, just
Like,
leave
thank
two
God you're
guys to
here.
like hold guns on him while she goes and chases the actual person.
And
she's
by
after.
the way, he just discovered that Wombat is double crossing him, or at least
Yeah.
completely lying to him. So he could. I understand that he's gonna go with Wombat and figure that out. But you're kind of like he could be like, "Yeah, she's on the roof. Go get her. I'm tired of this. She
Yeah.
lied to me."
Well, and he was. What was he wasn't CIA, but he was a covert agent.
No, we talked about.
right?
Yeah, he was a government agent.
He would maybe trust the CIA guy.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not saying this is a mistake or anything, but every time that CIA guy doesn't know who Henry Jones is, it kind of annoys me. I kind of want one of these people to know. I understand why the young people don't know, but couldn't this guy be like Henry Jones? This is about the myth of Indiana Jones. Like all the Indiana Jones movies are about the legend of Jones, right? So why can't one person at least be like, it can't be him, not him, or something.
not the guy from
That makes me
Berlin.
go like, oh yeah, because the legend this guy might know. Maybe he's aged out of it for the younger generation, but this guy who's on the crutches that has the gray hair, he might have heard about him back in the day. He might have heard about the exploits of Indiana Jones, and then he could plead to him like he could be like, Dr. Jones, I'm from the CIA. Like I
Don't drop a shelf
back
on
in the
me.
academy. I learned about your maneuver at the Battle of Tanab or whatever, and he could be like, yes, I see that scene, but Jerry, I get frustrated a little bit when she's like, we don't want to hurt you, and he's not even. It's like he's not even in the same scene. He's not responding to her. He's not
Right.
doing anything. He's just like looking around, like, what can I throw on people? It's like,
yeah.
it's a confusing bit. Like that whole bit is a little confusing. You kind of
Well,
do want the scene to
is
stop
it
and for there to be some consideration of a next move, you know?
well? So let me ask you this, John: is it the actions of a man who wants to retire?
It seems to be the actions of a man who really thinks he's about to die, right?
Well, okay,
So I'm
as
like,
you said, retire. Is he afraid? Is this his last
get
gasp?
retired.
Yeah. He seems to be
Um,
rushing to retirement, and then all of a sudden, right here, he's rushing to action.
Yeah.
He also
But now-
just got interrupted at the height of like a moment with somebody he actually cares about. He's like, wait, Helena's
Yeah.
lying to me right now.
Yeah.
And she's jerking my chain and she's manipulating me. And I just figured this out. Oh, wait, there's people holding guns on me. So, like, it could be just sort of like a,
Isn't this
guys, I'm trying to deal with something. I'm going to shove a bookshelf on you if you don't leave me alone.
well, it kind of feels like a good time to stop and go, what the hell is going on? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like he didn't get any explanation from her Wombat. She's gone. He's got guns
Yeah.
pointed at him. Well, like he hasn't seen dead bodies yet, correct? So
Yeah.
he doesn't know what's going on yet. He could think that they're the good guys after her because she just like maybe somebody's already said this. She just played herself out like a bad guy. So maybe
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
hey, what? Look, I'm defeated for the moment. If you're bad guys, you got me anyway. But right now, I just need to know what the hell's going on. And then they could try to play him, and then he could figure something out. He could hear something he doesn't like. Something could happen. Instead, it's just like this murky action, constantly moving, and nothing really stops, and there's no meaning.
Do
into
we
it.
have a version of her in any of the other movies? Like a good person who's caught between two bad people and they get pinballed around a little bit. I'm thinking
I mean, Elsa comes to mind, but she's not pinballing. She's just being
bad.
and she's
deceitful.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's bad.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
Indy's
guess
kind of like that
so.
in Raiders.
Kinda.
Well,
Like you think about
And
like
she's-
Satipo, and you're like, no, he's always kind of he's Satipo's got he's kind of he's got it in for Indy. I'm dying to know, do you think Satipo had a change of heart when the whip, when the vine broke?
I think he did. Yeah,
Or
I
was
think we
he
talked about
always
that
going to
17 years
steal
ago.
the idol from Indy at some point?
No, I think that was a moment of opportunity that he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to get out of here with my... Oh, wait a minute. He's over there. I'm over here.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting situation.
Well, yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think so, Jerry. I don't think there is another character quite like her. But I do think Pete, you might be onto something because she's supposed to sort of be Indy, right? Like she's supposed to be
Yeah.
a version of him, maybe a little more deceitful and with less integrity, as far as she's not interested in museums and things like that. But I think there is a little bit of him in her. But I will say, like I said something about this earlier, we kind of teased it. I don't love her slamming the door in his face. I don't care how bad she's supposed to be closing
Yeah.
that. She knows she's leaving him to get killed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
knows
It's a
how
little
bad
too
these
harsh.
guys are.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, I
she
just
does-
don't quite
yeah.
believe this. This seems like I could see her running away
Yeah.
and him not being able to catch up and getting caught in this situation. But her flat out going like, sorry, like what is
Yeah.
Yeah.
why does she so desperately need him not to be with her?
Yeah.
I it's really harsh for someone who actually knew him as a child and
Yeah.
had a relationship with him and he's her godfather.
And that
Yeah.
sarcastic
Completely
sorry
nuts.
makes it pretty...
It's cold.
If you don't
It's
know
very
her
cold.
at all, we don't know her at all, but it does seem like she does not care about him at all. She got what she needed from him, and that's it, 100%.
Yeah, she's awful.
Which is, it's pretty awful.
It's a little
And I
too
don't-
much. Like I understand that you want the arc again, back to arcs, yes. But her just acting selfishly is enough. It doesn't have to be. I'm so selfish that I don't care if this old man gets murdered that I knew when I was a kid.
Yeah,
It's like a little
basically my uncle, yeah.
swallow. So that's the part that
much.
really bothers me in
Yeah.
this. I think it's like super. Everything's so dark, right? Like when you really get down to it, it's all very.
Well, I mean,
bleak.
is that her art? I mean, is she? Can we handle her starting off this evil, and sort of just dark?
I don't
when
feel like
at
I
the
ever got
end
past
she sort
that
of-
when I first saw the movie. Like I think that's one of the reasons I never really warmed up to her.
It takes
Yeah.
a
Because I
while
like the
for me.
actress and I like some of the stuff she does in the movie, but it's just it's hard to come back from this. It's hard to believe that she's ever genuine after this.
I can tell you where she sells it. I can tell you the exact moment where she sells it. And again, I love the scene on the boat after they've escaped. And poor Antonio Banderas got murdered too. That's again, sorry. But Indy does the thing to find the Graphicos, and the Williams music is the great wonder of archaeology music, and it's such a great moment. And the kid steps up and he's like, "Whoa, is that gold?" And he's really into it. And she goes, "Hold it." And it's really authentic. Like, she really cares about this kid having this little experience. It's very small. But that's when I was like, hey, she's all right. She's human. And she looks at Indy like, let him hold it. Because she genuinely cares about the kid. So that's going to take you a long way. That always, like kids and dogs, it's always going to take you a long way. But it's a real long journey. And she's pretty shitty right before it, too. It takes a long time for her to not be kind of awful.
To be fair, and we've spent years talking about Indiana Jones being sort of a heartless bastard. Like, is she? Would a younger Indiana Jones pull something almost exactly like this if it benefited him? Would he ever like slam the door in Sala's face, be like, "Sorry"?
No, it's hard for me to see him leaving someone to die like that.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't do that. I could. We always say he like leaves Shorty at the port.
He does leave Marion tied up.
Yeah, he does leave Marion tied up. That's right. That's right.
But you never get the sense that he actually thinks that anything's gonna, and I never get the sense that anything's ever really gonna happen to Marion.
That
I don't know. Maybe that's naive, though. But
that is an incredible scene when you think about it. He leaves her tied up, and it's like he already went through the thing where she blew up in the truck. So he gets her back on some magic. They must have switched the bull. And you're like, that's ridiculous. And then he goes back and he puts the bandana back in her mouth.
Well, we've come full circle, guys. This is the very first thing I ever talked about on this show.
That's right.
Years ago, and I had this whole theory that it's like really the most telling scene as far as Indy's psychological makeup. He's a severe narcissist. He actually thinks that she's going to be okay with it, sort of. She's like, no, understand, I can get the arc. If you just stay here,
he gives her the kiss.
Our plan will come to fruition. And she's like,
he totally kisses her head, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, he really seems to think that she's willing to do this to help him in a way. It's like something in his voice that always told me, it's like, she's not as excited about this as you are, man. She would rather just go.
We see Wombat get very Gollum-esque in this moment again. Like, she gets the Antikythera, the half of it, and she's like, I knew you didn't destroy it, and she kind of goes into her own little cave. And that,
I thought you were talking about a golem.
Oh, Peter. There were these books
rampaging through the city.
Lord of the Rings.
They do a good job with that.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with the whole, again, the point of, things being a little too complicated, a little too long, a little too much, she's introduced, with a map and a big plan to go to the river where we all know the thing isn't and everything, but they treat it like, oh, pay attention to the map because it's going to be important. You got to go through the crescent moon or the whatever and stuff. And then it's all just nothing because she's conning him. But that all could have happened without a map and without a discussion of what her fake plan is and stuff.
All right, well, wait a minute. So what?
I'm kind of wishing they didn't go through those hoops.
If the bad guys didn't come and intercept this scene, would it have been like this? Would she been like, it would have gone, wouldn't you? And then Indy would have thought about it, and he would have been like, come on to the Dusty Library. She would have gone to the Dusty Library. You would have pulled out the Antikythera, the half of it, and she would have thought to herself, or maybe said, I knew you didn't destroy it. And then he'd say, wait a minute, so you do remember the night that I was going to be there? And she's going to be like, later. And was she just going to run away?
Well, I mean, her plan was to not give up the fact that she knew, I guess. But
I guess the plan was was she going to slug him and steal it?
Maybe just bail. I mean, what? All she has to do is run away. He can't chase her. We've established that. He's too slow.
He's an old man. Also, now that you mention it, why doesn't she doesn't register any surprise when he pulls it out of a drawer, this thing that she is pretending to think is at the bottom of a lake in Germany somewhere.
Yeah.
Shouldn't, for her story, shouldn't she be like, oh my gosh, Indy, you got this in a drawer?
Yeah, it feels like all this could have been handled in a simpler way that would
Yeah.
also be more kind of like you could buy it. Like all this, I'm just not sure what. Yeah, Jerry, it's a good question. What was her plan? It kind of you can kind of go with a movie, just go with the flow of a movie. But when you go like, wait a minute, if this wouldn't have happened, what would have happened? And
Because she
it's like,
brought up
no
the map
idea.
and the whole
None,
thing.
none.
Yeah.
It's like everything she said, sort of like Return of the Jedi, right? Like the escape in Return of the Jedi, the Jabba's palace. It's like
Right.
if take one element out of that and there's nothing, like it doesn't make any sense. It's like you have to have all these circumstantial, like these coincidences sort of have to happen here and there to make the whole thing work. It's like, well, that's not a plan. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if that really applies here, but it does kind of seem like that once you start asking yourself, what was she going to do here? What was her plan? It doesn't, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody
Well,
else
maybe
will know.
she's like Indy. She was just going to make it up. She came with like some garbage about this map and the thing and my dad, So she had like something hatched, but maybe she was just going to be like Indy. But I'll make it up as I go.
Well, what was
Maybe.
so she wants him to believe that she has no idea where it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And so she creates this whole, it's at the bottom of the lake or the river or whatever in the map and all this. For what? To get his guard down?
Or would he
I-
just been like, no, it's not there. It's in the museum.
Yeah, why not? He's going to take her to it anyway. Why doesn't he just say, nah, you're all wrong, kid?
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Indy, I've been studying the thing that my dad went nuts over. Do you know anything about it? Like what? I
Yeah.
don't know what
But he-
Yeah.
what part of her fake out is what inspires him to take her.
Yeah.
He
to
kind of lies to her, though,
dial.
too. He doesn't say, oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
Antiquithera, the thing that drove your dad nuts. I have it.
Well, I mean, he shows her that he has it.
He
Like,
does
doesn't
only
say it,
after
but-
she says, wouldn't you?
Ma'am,
Right.
still though, it's a little too much.
Yeah,
It's a little
again,
too.
it's too much. It's just like it should be look, I can find the other part, just like the tablet in
Mhm.
Last Crusade. If we go to this place, we can find the other part of it. Now that's something he doesn't necessarily want. So that's the thing that she could have to break through. Like, okay, you think putting these two things together is dangerous. She's got to convince him it's not. I don't know. Again, we're talking about another movie kind of because it's not what her character is even. Like she just wants to steal this thing and get some money. So I don't know. It's none of it's. Let's just say it's not
For me-
airtight.
For me, the other movie starts right now when she's running across the roof, and we suddenly get she jumps from roof to roof, and one of these guys chasing her. Suddenly, we get this beautiful Bernard Herrmann score, and it's the gritty reboot of Vertigo.
Yeah.
It looks
And
exactly like it when she's running across the roof.
Oh,
It does. I mean, we were talking about effects and the look and everything. That I don't know why there are shots in movies that look like they should be so simple to do. Like absolute basic. You take a person who's really there in a studio and a green screen, and behind them is something that's not there. That should always look real, and sometimes it just doesn't. But right here, it looks awesome. Like there's the New York skyline behind her, or not even the famous part. Just like just like a piece of New
Glasgow
York
part.
behind her, and
Yeah.
it looks great.
Yeah.
I don't know why sometimes that looks amazing and other times it looks like absolute just color forms or something.
You take that back. Color forms always look amazing. To me.
I
do,
will
I'm
say that I don't think it looks bad, but every time I see something like so it's broad daylight, right, when she's running across the rooftop, and I remember watching it and thinking, if it was just dusk, it would look better. Just a little bit different light.
Yeah.
I can still tell it's fake. If you just shroud it in darkness just a little bit, it could look really authentic. Maybe that's not what they were really going for. They were going for a slightly cartoony 60s New York, I don't know. But going back to the colors and everything that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But
This does have the most ironically Indiana Jones moment when you think about he's got traditionally he'll go into, a Chachapoyan temple, ruin everything. He goes into a well of soul, ruins everything. Here's a case where these antiquities were carefully and lovingly saved from the earth and put cataloged and put safely away, and then he destroys them. like en masse, like from who knows
Even
how
in
many
the museum.
civilizations.
Yeah, and he's retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. He's retired.
He's still
He's not
doing
even an
it.
archaeologist anymore, and he does it.
No, it is really kind of great. And it's like the
Yeah.
entire museum goes whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some like short film to be made where it's like it's like the early '80s. Like we're right in the year that and Indy's like got a walker, and him and Marion are at a museum, and he just like stumbles into a
Whoa.
into an exhibit. Yeah, it just never stops. You know, it should kill that. In that case,
Yeah.
it should be what kills him. Finally, like that's finally the end of Indy. Had to take one more priceless artifact out right before he. What's the priceless artifact that was taken out?
Is she a little Donovan-y in this scene?
The singer Donovan.
No, I mean
Yellow?
Donovan
She's a bit
from
of a
Last
hurdy-gurdy
Crusade.
man, I guess.
Like when we see Donovan in the New York apartment.
Oh, like faking him out.
Yeah.
It's sort of, whatever, monomaniacal, obsessed with this,
A little bit.
Okay. Like a
I
little
guess.
bit of Belloc, a little bit of Donovan, a little bit of Forrestal.
I will say this is an interesting conversation about these exact minutes because it's a good microcosm of, hey, I like this movie, I like where it's at, I like seeing Indy in these almost 70s situations and stuff, but it's not totally working for me, and I can't figure out why. And I think we're touching on a lot of that in these, just the kind of the overly confusing, too many notes, kind of stuff.
Well, it's making your brain a part of your brain like overwork itself, and you can't just enjoy the character of Indy, the relationship he has. Like I would have liked, I like their relationship where it gets to. Again, I think this movie gets considerably better as it goes along, all the way. Like I don't know how other people feel about it. I love the third act of this movie. I think it's fantastic.
Awesome.
I think it's way over the top, but I think it's earned. If the fourth Indiana Jones movie can do this, and then the ending, the last coda, in the apartment and all that, I actually got a little dusty-eyed
Aw.
back when I saw it in the theater.
Little
But
softy.
but it takes a minute. It's not there yet at all. At this point in the movie, it's really clunky still, and I'm not sure I'm not really feeling the character yet, and I'm not feeling any relationships yet. I don't really love Sala's arrival and all that. It's just like, this feels a little bit ham-fisted.
Can I just say
Literally,
that made me, I love that, and then nothing happens, and I'm really
that's
kind of like,
I think that's the problem.
dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I was
like
kind of like,
here's a big splashy moment. You're supposed to cheer, and then nothing.
Yeah.
I was a
Yeah.
little surprised on that one. Yeah, I don't need him to be, swinging from the rafters and the ropes and punching guys, but thought he
He
could
does
have been
punch a
written
guy.
in a little something.
I like him. We'll see when we
All
get
right,
there.
all right.
Yeah, I'll say this just to tease it. I like the conversation about whether it's an adventure or not that they
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
And I think that should have been what the movie was about. And I don't think it
Oh, wow.
was. Like, because we got a guy who hasn't been on an adventure in a long time. And we got a guy. So Indiana Jones is two men, right? Dr. Jones and Indiana Jones. Archaeologist adventurer, archaeologist professor. Which one is he now? And now he's not even the professor anymore, and he hasn't been on an adventure for a long time. So that conversation, I think, could have had more heft thematically had the movie been more clear about what it's about instead of all
Yeah.
this
You know what?
gobbledygook.
When I heard Sala say those openings lines, what is it? I miss the sea. My heart was like, it like
He's a monarch.
opened
He's the
up.
monarch of the sea. How can you miss the
Yeah.
sea? I don't understand.
I was like, I cannot believe what I'm listening to. This is incredible. Like his
Yeah.
little few lines there. And I really was like, I was like, I got to get off my ass, find the exact opposite location of where I am right now on the planet, and like get there by horse and train and biplane. And, I was ready for an adventure at that moment. And then to see that Sala is like, he says all that, and then he's like, yeah, let's go get ice cream.
Yeah.
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 Like, I miss the pralines and cream.
I miss
well,
the
I
rocky
miss the waffle
road.
cone.
Yeah.
I miss the free scoops. Well, now that we're talking about ice cream, Jerry, is there anything that
Actually,
should
I'm going to
be?
say it just so
Oh,
happens that my sister's favorite ice cream was gold medal ribbon. When we were
oh, weird.
coming in over the
Hey,
wire on the ribbons,
oh,
coming in over the ribbons. Um, God, what a weird gold medal
yeah, I don't get it.
ribbon. That was the
Wait, that was
31 flavors, right?
What
that
was
was
in
an
the?
ice
I kind
cream?
of.
Ice cream was Baskin
I've
Robbins
never
had
heard of
gold
that.
medal
Yeah.
ribbon. It was, I think,
Is it
vanilla and
butterscotch or something?
caramel. It was
Oh.
vanilla and caramel and arsenic. No, it was
Bad dreams.
yes, here we go.
It had those
Um
veins, those gold veins you were talking about
yes.
earlier, Jerry.
Yes,
See?
that's right.
Yeah.
Thank
Off
you.
mic.
John listens.
See, he gets you.
No witnesses. Is that foreshadowing for what is going to happen to Agent is it Macon? What's her name? Agent
Mason.
Mason.
Yes.
Yes. No witnesses. Like, don't you think she hears the dude, she sees the dude shoot a couple of people, then he says no witnesses. Then she draws
Yeah.
a bead on him and is like, well, I guess
That is really strange. I feel.
if
Yeah.
he says no
again,
witnesses and she just watched it all,
Yeah.
you might have it.
That's really
you,
weird.
You
It
might be
can't mean
getting one
me,
in the
right?
back.
That doesn't mean me.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't mean
But
me.
even
that's a
yeah,
good
just
question.
shooting two innocent people. It is strange that she's not like, okay, yes, I guess I'm helping your guy, your Rocket Man, out because he got us to the moon. But you're shooting people. I'm an officer of the law. I think I should shoot you right now. I don't know why that doesn't
Well,
happen.
no
Again,
Okay.
if they've got
witnesses
some
is,
kind of
you
a
know.
deal, and I would understand
Yeah, if
why
we
she's
understand
like,
it at all.
don't shoot more people, but I can't quite shoot you either because we've got this deal. We've got this thing. I need you. You need me. It's something that we understood about the dynamic of what's happening here. Again, it's
Yeah.
really hard to believe these things because it's like I don't know what you're doing and why you're doing it together. So it would help.
Yeah.
But
It would.
I do have a bit of trivia, if that's
Ooh.
okay.
Please,
good?
yes.
Because Tom and I, on our other podcasts, mainly we talk about Star Trek, but we like to talk about other television shows. And one of the things we do is we look for actors in the episodes and what other shows that we like that they've been in. And I decided to do that with these minutes just to see what would happen.
Oh, awesome.
Now, have you already talked about the performers, the actors, and Mandy and
A
Professor
little bit.
Plimpton?
We've talked about dude from. No, who's Professor Plimpton? We don't know.
So this guy is being pigeonholed. It's like he's being typecast. Tom, you and I just watched this happen together at your house.
Whoa.
Professor Plimpton's played by Guy Paul, who is the poor bastard who's getting his mail that Vito Spatafore drives into the back of his Jeep
Oh
and
my
then murders in The Sopranos. Shoots him in
Wow.
the back on his way back to
Wow.
call
Oh my
the
God.
insurance company. I was like, I had to look up. It's like, oh, he's on The Sopranos. So we do Columbo on the Star Trek show,
Yeah.
or
I thought you were going to say somebody was on Columbo.
no,
so
I wanted
excited.
there to be. That's what I was hoping to see. But when I saw The Sopranos, I thought Sopranos could be a Columbo.
That's pretty
like
good.
I could go with that too. And then to find
love
out
you,
he's
Johnny Cakes.
he's the guy that Vito shoots in the back in his own driveway. Oh, it's like this poor
Oh
guy.
my
He's
God.
just really gonna get shot. I guess. But yeah, that's all. That was my whole trivia there.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You
And
know,
I have one more note. I just wanted to say that Boyd Holbrook from Narcos, Klaber here, he often looks to me a lot like Kate McKinnon from SNL. Just certain like little quirks of his face
can
and
see
stuff.
that.
He looks a
Yeah.
lot
I
like her.
always
can
get
see
him
that.
confused with. Oh, now I can't remember that guy's name. The guy from Pacific Rim, and he's been in a bunch of other movies too. And he's got the same kind of sandy blonde. I'm a cool guy.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think I can't think of his name. So I always get the two of them confused. They look exactly the same to me. But
John,
he was in the biker show. What's it? Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
can't
think
of
I
his
know who
name.
you're talking about, but I don't know his name either.
Yeah. Okay. Jerry, yes, you had a question.
Yeah, as a big, a movie guy, and kind of getting your hands dirty in the innards of movies. When you come across a film that, you've said certain things don't come across. It's a little incoherent. It's a
Mm.
little perplexing as to who's doing what and why. What do you think happens to the director? Like, how do they go from, hey, I have a great idea and we're going to be filming and this is it and this is what's going to happen, and then you come away as the consumer and you're like, that didn't work. Like, where do you think the director gets clouded on that?
I don't. It's a tough one. Sometimes I look. I've written a lot of screenplays, but I've never had like a feature screenplay made into a movie and then worked on it and did the rewrites or whatever and scene by scene. This isn't working for the actor, so can you do this? There's so many complicated things that happen up
Yeah.
through the process, right? Now, what's interesting about um oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. Tell me the director's name. I know him well, but I can't think of his name at the moment.
I don't remember either. What's his name? Jeff. Oh my
Somebody
God,
tell me
you
that.
did
This
it.
movie?
Yes.
You knocked
James
out my-
Mangold?
Thank you,
James Mangold.
God. I
Yeah.
could not bring that name up. Sorry, James Mangold. See, I happen to know his writing process, which is he just starts writing. He doesn't outline. He doesn't do any pre-writing. He just starts writing on script. He says he gets completely bored if he doesn't do that, so he just starts. And I think that's an interest. That's interesting because usually, actually, he makes a pretty tight movie. Like meaning not like yo, it's tight. I mean, it's tight strips and things and stories and
yo tight,
characters are
just
usually
tight.
well, even if they're not the best movies. Sometimes you're like, it worked. It usually works pretty well, at least on a script level. And this was kind of the first one where I was like, man, I feel like you wonder about notes. It's hard not to wonder about studio notes when you're dealing with Lucasfilm. And
Yeah.
everybody's got there's another strategy at play. It's not make a great movie, it's make a marketable movie that touches on all these demographics and on and on and on and hope it's a good movie at the end is what it kind of
Right,
feels like
right.
they're
Yeah.
doing half the time. And so who
And make
knows?
it during COVID.
And then
Yeah.
cutting happens and then you go, we got to cut for time, but I don't know, maybe this thread doesn't work anymore. Maybe they don't realize it doesn't work until it's too late. Basically, I'm not answering your question at all because I don't know. And I don't think a lot of people can explain
Sure.
No, but that's
unless they're
that-
actually working
that-
on
all
this
those-
specific movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
those are all
too many
factors.
people, trying to reroute it, redirect it, put little
Yeah.
detours in to either make it marketable or whatever, and you know,
Well, couldn't
The fact that any movies are any ever good is shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that just could not work, might not
Sure.
work,
Yeah.
or might not come out the way you wanted them to, or whatever.
And you-
Just the fact that anything comes together as a good movie.
you
is
wonder
kind
how
of
much
amazing.
of it was like raw James Mangold too, like without
For sure.
like how much of it was his exact vision.
Yeah, there's got to be a
Yeah.
story group for Indy like there is for Star
Sure.
Wars, right? Where there's a certain keepers of the lore. This is what, happened before, and you got to kind of stick to this. But also, like, I mean, could you, for instance, you guys got to tell me again, what's the CIA, the guy on crutches name again?
Durkin.
Durkin.
Could you cut him out of this movie completely? And I don't
Yeah.
mean from the script
Yeah.
point of view, but afterwards. Like, could you right now go in and take him out of this movie and still have
Yeah.
it like every scene and moment that you need to make everything else make sense? Maybe, probably, maybe. I
think
kind of
probably
see it.
mostly, yeah.
But maybe they couldn't figure that out, right? Like, so it's like, well, we got to keep this guy in. I guess it's not really working. We had to cut this other scene that might have, because the movie's already 2.5 hours long, so we got to find some place where we can cut. And sometimes I think they do kind of haphazardly go, well, just cut this scene out.
Yeah.
And then when people would, in their mind, that's the other thing. When I read a screenplay, right, I'm like, all right, I got it. And then I give it to someone else because I'm probably not seeing the forest for the trees, right? So you kind of got to get it out to audiences when you make a movie. Of course, it makes sense to you. You conceived of it. Get it
Yeah,
out to the
yeah.
audience, and they might go, "Wait, I don't get what these people are doing." And then you're like, "Whoa, we already made the movie."
Yeah.
Right.
And this doesn't make any
Where
sense
were you before?
to people. How do we cut around
Yeah.
it? And maybe they tried to cut around him, for instance, just using him as an example. Who knows? But it's things like that. It's a
Yeah.
real complicated, like Tom was saying, it's a real complicated process. So yeah, and especially when you're making a movie this size, it's got to be hard. Like if you're making
Oh,
a
sure.
simple, like Richard Linklater Before Sunset or something, it's not particularly complicated, right? Like it's not easy, but
Yeah.
you're not trying to put together a massive puzzle. And so I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what might have happened to them here.
Yeah,
It's a little unwieldy, but I think it still works.
sure.
For the most
It's a
part.
fun movie. Damn it. Well, everybody, this has been enlightening. We're shining a light in the darkness of some of the confusing parts of the movie, and we're heroes for it. John, we mentioned you alluded to our Star Trekery earlier. You're my buddy over at ABCD TOS and ABCD possibly TNG one of these days.
Yeah.
So check us out over there where we're discussing all the episodes of Star Trek, the original series, and possibly Next Generation in alphabetical order. And John, you also have another excellent show that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Neo Noir.
The Neo Noir podcast, where my old partner Mitch Bryan from the Alien Minute podcast and all the other 007 by 7 and all the other stuff we've been doing for like 9 years now or something. Can't remember how long we've been doing it for. Are talking about neo noir films. Just once a month or so, an episode comes out, and it's all under the same shingle. It's on the same feed as Alien Minute. So. But yeah, we love noir over there. Like Mitch and I love noir. I know Pete does too. And in this case, it's like, well, plenty of old classic noir podcasts out there, but I couldn't find where anybody was specifically talking about neo noir. So we decided to do that. So that's what we're doing now, the Neo Noir podcast.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
I appreciate it. It's a good time.
Yeah, this is awesome. You're a valuable guest, getting us through the murk.
Not really. Just explaining that it's murk. That's all I did.
Okay.
It's like,
well,
the mud, it's muddy, you know?
You have to identify a problem first
Right.
before you can solve it. So thank you for that.
Right.
Everybody, go avoid the murk in your life. And do that for one solid week, and then come back here next week where we will possibly be faced with more murk, maybe more clarity. We'll see. Right here for the next 3 minutes of Dial of Destiny here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Indy, over here. Indiana Jones, at your service, Toad. Ah!
Indiana Jones and other action figures new from Raiders of the Lost Ark collection, each sold separately.
Watch him, Cairo, swordsman. Yeah, watch my swing. Yikes! Ew. All downhill from here, swordsman. You'll be sorry, Jones. Tricked you again, Toad.
Indiana Jones, Tote, and Cairo Swordsman action figures, each sold separately from Raiders of the Lost Ark collection, new from Kenner.